Hey guys, good evening everyone. Welcome to our daily stock market insights. This is Miss JD, and today is already the 17th of December. Once again, we're recording this video very early in the morning, 1:51 a.m. So this is going to be a pre-open stock market review. Okay, and before I get started, if this is your first time to watch my video, I'm inviting you to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever I have new videos. I do review stocks in the Philippine market and the US market, so if you like this type of content, I'm doing this every single day. All right, and yeah, let's get started. I first want to talk about our index. How did we perform today? Looks like we are just stabilizing at the breakout level, right? So we have just entered a breakout point here around 7,200 level, and then for 3 days now we're just establishing a support at that new resistance or previous resistance, now a support area for our index. So with a green candlestick ending today, chances are we might see some continuation to the upside. So a promising day ahead for all of us if there are no negative news that will impact the entire country. Most likely, we will see some continuation by today's performance. Okay, so that's for our index. By the way, guys, before I continue, I am not a financial advisor, and the scope of my discussion here every single day is surrounding the technicals of each stock. Once in a while, if I get to read some news about a stock, then I can include some news insights, right? But please do your assignment. Read the news pertaining to a stock, read the disclosures, especially in PSE Edge. Those are great resources. That way, you will have a clear understanding on the financial situation of the company, the projects that they are going to implement. So, at least that can help you determine which stock to engage in. And what I can do here would be technicals. Technicals will tell you when to get in a stock. Okay, sometimes the stock is really, really promising, but the chart says it's already overbought. When you say overbought, you see this RSI over here. It's normally above the 70 or 80 level. That means um, people feel that area now is starting to look expensive. Oversold, on the other hand, means it's cheaper. Many people have already sold it, and all the sellers have already uh, left this stock, and that means it's starting to become cheap. So that's the explanation. Okay, so for now, the index, as I mentioned earlier, is really looking promising. We're halfway there. I know around January of 2018 or 2019, we even reached there around the 9,000 level. 2018, around that level. So we're just halfway in the increase. Hopefully, we can go back to the 2018 level. But one thing's for sure is that we are now back at the level prior to the pandemic. So at least the market is already recovering. Okay, so I'd like to first cover two stocks, which was a request from one of our Patreon members. So thank you for this request. And I'd like to cover AGI. So if you're curious to know, yes, guys, I also have a Patreon account. I'm trying to build a small community so that we could, interact more, and I could have a more personalized approach in assisting you guys. Especially if you're interested in trading or investing in the Philippine market or the US market or eToro, because I only trade in eToro for my US stocks, cryptocurrency. So that's it. So this request is uh, from, let me just get the name. He messaged me earlier, but I was able to open it really late. I'm having a technical issue on my side here earlier. This one is from Ginger. Hi, Miss JD. Can you add AGI and MPI in your analysis, please? Sure. I'm prioritizing it for you. AGI, okay. So if you're in AGI for long term, one, well, if you're already in it, know that you are already qualified for the dividend. There's 0.05, but that's really very minimal. Yeah, that's the downside in the Philippine market. Dividends are super, super low. Okay, so it's continuously climbing. Hopefully, you are already profitable. And look at this, we're now sitting at the overbought level. However, let's see. Okay, this is what I can say. For AGI, if you're just merely trading this stock um, around short term, I would have to say we have to be very careful and really watch out and monitor the market because your RSI is already at the overbought level, meaning it's starting to look a little expensive. If you are in it for just for a short term, I mean, see that while the price is moving higher, your RSI is starting to show some declines. However, okay, if you are in AGI for long term purposes, um, I would have to say if there will be some fluctuations, yes, there's a possibility that this now could fluctuate and dip because we have entered a resistance level, which was a support previously. Okay, as you notice right over here, this this key area, this one as well, those were your support levels previously. Let me see. So these were your support areas. And now, did we break out of that? Oh, yeah, indeed. So we just had a breakout here. So chances are we could be continuing, or we'll just be stabilizing here and create a brand new support and continue. Although, yes, we could have that, but considering that we have already escalated or reached some higher highs now, chances are there could be some retracement. And hopefully, the retracement that we're anticipating is just up to this level, which could be your new support now, stabilizing here before it goes up again. Because overall, if you are entering this stock just for long term, you have some more, yeah, you have some room for growth here. So it's up to you. If you're already profitable, would you like to wait up to this level, or you'd like to uh, lock in some profit as we go higher and higher? That is actually my game plan for my BDO, because um, which is going to be my next the topic, because the price is starting, because I was able to catch it really at the bottom. And so what I did, in small portions. I'm locking in profit as we go, create some higher highs. But the volume that I'm exiting is really, really small, just to satisfy my craving for profit. So I know that in this situation there could be some more potential for us to increase and create some higher highs over here. We at one point we reached 16 peso level, so we could be going back to that area. We just do not know when. So here, my pointers for you is watch out at 1049. See if this overbought will simply mean that we're going to stabilize at the new support area in the 1049 and bring this back to a more neutral zone, probably around the 60s level. Then that's fine. Okay, that's your support area. MPI. MPI. MPI, we also just bounced at the possible support, which is your MA20 line. So that's a good one. Our RSI is also looking healthier because this has also been um, fluctuating as we went higher and higher. So at least, when it declines, it's not too drastic of a drop. But no, by the way, look at this. All right, so we had a long sideways movement here with the big waves. So maybe if you'd like to stay a little longer now, but this could take, I'm thinking with this kind of uh, distance from this point to this point, it could take months for us to reach that level, considering that MPI is really known to be very slow in its movement. But for now, short term wise, 430 is our support area, and the nearest resistance could be, of course, this level, because here twice in a row, 2 days straight, 456 was hit, and yeah, this is another support area which became a resistance over here. So in the short term, okay, in the short term, we could challenge this and see if there will be rejection. But overall, maybe in a few months from now, I can see that if we are going to break the 456, chances are we'll continue higher and higher and go back to 513 level, which was a resistance level as well overall, looking at this chart. All right. I know there was another one yesterday that I was not able to cover. That was Morocco. Morocco, I would have to say, guys, we should be a little careful because when we rallied here, so many people have been profitable and they are now taking profit, hence the decline in the price. So, what I see at the moment is that the nearest support could be right at this level, 280, 281 area. So, there could be a continuation in the decline. Um, but hopefully, we just stop right there and stabilize and bounce. And if not, we could drop up to 267 area. Yeah, around that level. It's an area anyway. But overall, my outlook here is that this could mean some more bearish sentiment. Okay, so this is the one thing that we should all be anticipating. All right, sometimes there will be some yeah, rally to the upside, but it's not forever like that. People will be taking profit, and sometimes the profit taking period can also extend. Look at this. While we were climbing up, the profit taking that happened just, the fluctuation is just too small, and then we continued to rally again. But here we had to cross below the MA20 line, go all the way down, which was what, this time around the drop is too huge, around 10%. And then when we bounce, the bounce is now lower than the previous bounce over here, or the high. So this now created a lower high, which is a component of a downtrend channel. So with this rejecting at the MA20 line, this now is our signal that we're starting a downtrend. And two things to remember in a downtrend: we could either stop at a previous support, which is right over here, and recover right away, or we can create a lower low. If we had a lower high earlier right here, if the support breaks, then it will continue the downtrend, which is a lower low. We just have to check where that will be. Okay, but for now, this is where it could potentially stop. That's an first area to check. I'm not saying it will automatically bounce there, but we have to check that level before we can check again another layer below that, creating that lower low. All right, let's talk about the trending stocks. Wow, AR is still the number one. Okay, so this is what I was mentioning in my past videos, right? I have really, I don't have a strong conviction for AR. Uh, right now, what it is doing is, of course, we're now at the overbought. You see this, we're at the 890-ish level. And so we see a lot of reds now. So for me, this is a trigger of a decline. But interesting, there's foreign buying. Still, I am not too sold with the idea unless there are news around this that I do not know as of yet. But if not, just if you're profitable, take some profit, guys. If you have not entered this stock yet, I'd say, guys, this is an expensive level. This is a FOMO level. If you are not able to watch the market full time, I suggest look for stocks that are that has low risk but good reward ratio. Okay, so let's try to look for that. Hmm. Next one is PHA. PHA, we are still at the overbought. Look at that. While the price is moving higher, your RSI is declining. So we, with the green candlestick today, right over here, um, I'd say we don't know how long it'll take before it retraces. So for now, what I can say is that I'm plotting this key level over here as my support area because 3 days in a row that area was revisited. So if people will be taking profit, chances are it will go back to that support level and no, a previous resistance, and we will create a brand new support right there. Or it could continue higher, but again, for me, this RSI that's declining while the price was moving higher, that was already a sign that people could be taking profit any moment from now. So I suggest that you trading PHA would mean you watching the market as we move intraday. Use a faster time frame if you really want to engage in this stock. But this kind of indicator or Bollinger Band could apply in all time frames. So for example, I use a 15-minute time frame. Yes, this is looking good, but look at this, right? We created some stabilization right here and then it continued to move up. If I'm to trade this stock, this is where I will be entering. After this solid green, that was a confirmation of a shift in the direction. All right. So let's talk about BDO. So this is my stock. I did not take profit today, but was it yesterday that I took profit or the other day? I took profit around 112.50, but my average here was 93. So very small portion, and I think although this stock is also the overbought, that's also the reason why I'm locking in some profit. But majority of my shares, really, I'm intending to have it sit there and stay a little longer because I wanted for this stock to ride the uptrend, and we have a big potential here. We have not even reached the price level before the pandemic. Unlike the other stocks, they already climbed up and have reached the price level before the pandemic. This, on the other hand, we're just halfway. Yeah, we're just halfway there. So there's still a lot of room for this stock to move higher and higher. So again, guys, um, I'd say, let me see. This is still very, although we surpassed the resistance level right here, um, this is still considered for me very near a resistance level. So we just gotten outside of that resistance area. In some occasions, we could have an overshoot and it retraces, but we will still see it's an observation phase. Hopefully, we will stabilize here and continue the movement higher. Now, if you'd like to stay in video for long term, I'd say this is still good to enter, provided your outlook is really, really long. Okay, you want to stay there for um, at least a year, perhaps, because we could really appreciate the movement as it goes higher. But if your outlook is only worth 1 week or two, then you might just be frustrated because a stock could move as low as this one. Imagine this: 1, 2, 3, 4 days of a decline. So put that as a 4 days of waiting. So we're moving right now, but when it declines, it could take 4 days or even weeks. Look at this. It took weeks to decline, actually months, 2 months of a decline. Now, can you tolerate that? So that's a bigger question. Now, but overall, while it declined, there could be a rally to the upside. That's part of the story, guys. So we're just halfway there. Now, reflect, what is your outlook if you'd like to enter in this stock? Okay, this on the other hand, MWIDE. MWIDE today experienced a gap down. But what's good about this is that looks like we are going to fill the gap um, almost immediately. Okay, so we had a drop first minute of the day, but the overall sentiment was moving higher. So chances are, this gap, uh, that gap normally is filled, and we're going to probably discuss again as soon as it reaches that price level. So imagine if you're able to enter right here, 832 to the current price. I think that's an 8 percentage point improvement in the price there, around 750. Okay, so imagine that 1 day worth. If you're able to catch it and really monitor the market, you could have already won that much for traders. Yeah, but for me, what is this? This for me is still considered a resistance level very near the MA20 line. But the possibility of moving higher by tomorrow is still high because we had that gap. We ended with a green today with good volume, so maybe there will be a continuation by tomorrow. SMPH. SMPH did a bounce, as you can see over here. So I'm still plotting this as our support. We could be just stabilizing within the area around the MA20 line, and we might see some continuation going up. Right now, this is the resistance area. It's an area, so it could be slightly higher or lower. That is your resistance right now. Again, short term wise, I already find this a little expensive, but there are still some traders who can trade even at this level. Maybe what you can do is, yeah, the nearer you are to the 37.97, and if you see some stability or consolidation happening, then and where our RSI is more than 50, then chances are there will be some recovery. But if we see price moving below 37, then think again because the moment that thing breaks, there will be a continuation going down. And I think it's a little bit low at this point, around 36. Yeah. Okay, so that's SMPH. Let's talk about Vito. Vito had a red today. People have been profitable, so most likely they'll be taking some profit. I'd say it might go back to the same price level where I mentioned before. Last time I mentioned 7 peso area, so it's an area. So it could go back to that level again. But I have plotted right now is 7.04, so that's just a small variance there. So yeah, I'm also in a position with Vito, and my average here is 598. I'll just stay still. Anyway, I feel that the 7 peso area is a solid support level. Now that we managed to break out of that, so if it'll drop, it could just drop there. It won't. I don't think it'll go back to the cheaper levels because, man, we're very near the launch date of the third telco. So I think that's where I'm banking on. Fruit. We had a gap up, but overall sentiment within the day, people took profit right away. So yeah, I'm thinking we will be filling that gap, and hopefully we will just create a brand new support at its previous resistance, right at the 165 level. So I know if you find this stock interesting and promising, I'd say yeah, no question about it. But stay on the sidelines for now because I see the stock dropping first before it goes back again. 165 is the support. So then that if you can enter as near as you can to 165, the better. Next is MBT. MBT, I would have to say, even though we didn't have much volume today, this could already trigger a possible bounce at this price area. 50 or 49.76. This used to be a resistance and became a support right here, so chances are we will continue. There could be a continuation. And besides, guys, similar to a BDO, there's still a lot of potential for this stock. See that? This even has a much greater potential because at one point it reached 96 level and we're just halfway there. Okay, 49.76, that's the support. Oh, what is this? 216,000 on foreign buying? But this is a red. Also, you're at the overbought. So I find that as a form of weakness. So it could potentially drop, guys. Be extra careful. Maybe we could go back to 0727 or 29. So that's where I'm looking at. So if you're profitable, lock in some profit. And if you want to go back and re-enter around the point zero 0.07 if you like. Tell there's a rejection at the MA20, guys. I think it'll drop. The downtrend channel is still on. You see that each time it bounces, the bounce is creating some lower highs. So maybe if it'll go back to this level, well, there's also support at the area where it stopped. Let me just plot that first. This could be a support, right? But if it drops some more, then 1290 is the new support. So yeah, overall the sentiment for me with this stock is still on a negative sentiment. It's going to be a decline, could be a continuation of a decline tomorrow. Merrimart, we just touched the MA20 line. Now let us first observe if it will hold around this area. Okay, otherwise if we go lower than that, guys, don't wait for a big loss before you cut your loss, because it's gonna be very painful to swallow losing or realizing that loss. The moment you sell it, that's already it. It's a done deal. So don't wait for it to go dip so much before you cut your loss. But then again, this statement can be negated if your objective is for long term, because when it drops and it drops significantly, your mindset there is add some more. See how uh, if our chart is volatile, our outlook could also be volatile depending on our profile. One statement could be true to this profile but could be false in the other profile. So that's what I'm referring to when I say cut your loss early. Cut your loss early if you're a trader, right? Um, But if you're a long-term investor and you know that you'll be staying there for a long time, volume is key here. So what you want to do is add some more. URC also had some promising moves, but I know we're already have just gotten a breakout here, right? We have just broken out of this 153.89 resistance, and we had some continuation up there. Possible that this could go higher, and the nearest resistance would be right at this level, 159 or 160 area. This is it. Look at that, resistance there and resistance there. So as we go near that, we could also have some resistance at that level. So yeah, there will be some continuation. We're not yet at the overbought level. Let me see. Not yet. Good, good. So we could see some more movements going up. But let's find out how far are we from the biggest or from the peak of this chart. Yeah, we could still have some more. Interesting. Back in 2016, we even reached the 220 level, and we're just at the 159. So for long term wise, yeah, there's still a lot of potential for this stock. But the nearer you are to the 153.89, the better. Okay. So I think those are the stocks that I will be reviewing for tonight. Tomorrow, if I will have some time, I could probably talk about the eToro or US market. I'm thinking of a good content around that too. But for now, um, well, that request came from one of our Patreon members, Aya. Hi, Miss JD, hoping for more content on the US market or eToro. More power. There you go. So, yes, hopefully you're listening to or watching this video. I will definitely record content for eToro and the US market. So, guys, so if you also would like to join and help me build our community, you can also join Patreon. That way, you can also support the channel grow. I also have an eToro link down below if you'd like to start trading the US market, trading and investing in the US market. Because as you can see, if you were able to watch my video previously, the stocks that I'm choosing mostly are the stocks that one has a good position, two, same stock that has a good position and it gives out good dividend yield. So those are my setups normally. Very cheap level, and dividend yield is high. And I have a few other stocks that I recently entered in, and these stocks are growth stocks. I can talk more about it in the other video. But yeah, I'm in eToro, I'm in Patreon, and I also have a store. I have a Shopee store, so if you like coffee, guys, the link is down below. Check out my store. All right, but in the meantime, thank you for watching and bye bye.